few years ago, I did a series of seminars and visited several golf courses throughout Southeast Asia. Some of the places I visited included Hong Kong, Bangkok, and Kuala Lumpur. Our first stop on our journey is Hong Kong. This photograph was taken from my hotel room. Hong Kong is a territory located in southeast China that was originally a British colony. The British transferred the sovereignty of Hong Kong to China in 1997. This was the end of the British Empire. In central Hong Kong, there is a small group of streets called Lan Kwai Fong, which is a popular area for expats to go for dinner or to bars or clubbing. The sign shown here is the most photographed sign in Hong Kong. Hong Kong has a population of approximately 7.5 million people in an area of 426 square miles. Hong Kong is the fourth most densely populated region in the world. There are only 6 golf courses in Hong Kong. Needless to say, the likelihood of getting a membership at one of the clubs is slim. The golf courses are approximately an hour drive or longer depending on the traffic from central Hong Kong, which is shown here in the background. The golf course here is Clearwater Bay Golf Club, situated along the Pacific Ocean. I believe there is an ocean view on each of the 18 holes. In the past, this course was hit by a typhoon, which is the name for a hurricane in the western Pacific Ocean. The impact of the ocean surge from that typhoon covered the fairway and green on this hole. There are 3 major warm season turf grasses used on golf courses in Hong Kong and throughout Southeast Asia. They are Bermuda grass, Seashore Paspalum, and Zoysia matrella. On greens, Bermuda grass or Seashore Paspalum are used. In this case, the greens at Clearwater Bay Golf Club are TifEagle Bermuda grass. For fairways and the rest of the golf courses in Southeast Asia, Bermuda grass, Seashore Paspalum, and Zoysia matrella are used. Clearwater Bay uses Zoysia matrella on their fairways. Given the high humid conditions in Hong Kong and throughout Southeast Asia, diseases and insects are a major concern. However, the biggest issue has to do with the excessive cloudy weather. There are 2 seasons in Southeast Asia, the rainy season and the dry season, although the dry season is relatively wet too. Next stop, Bangkok, Thailand. The population of Bangkok is slightly above 8 million. If you include the metro region, it swells to 14 million people. In Thailand, there are 250 golf courses, with 40 of those around Bangkok. I spoke at Summit Windmill Golf Course, which is a resort and residential property development in Bangkok. The course itself was comprised of Bermuda grass. As I touched on previously, during the rainy season, the lack of sufficient sunlight is a big issue. During the rainy season, there are weeks or months of not enough sunlight for warm season turfgrass growth. So much of the turf maintenance is focused on trying to select the best turf species and/or varieties that perform well under low light conditions, and develop management practices that work well in low light conditions. Here's a practice putting green, and you can see the impact of low light contributing to the poor quality of this putting green. One unique aspect of playing golf in Bangkok that you don't see in the United States is the use of female caddies. Not that all are female, there are a few males, but the overwhelming number are women. In a section below, I've attached an article I wrote on my interactions with caddies in Thailand. You can read it at your leisure. It is not a required assignment. Before leaving Bangkok, I just wanted to mention that although there are several different religions in Thailand, Buddhism is the most practiced. In the following section on Adventures in Golf, you will see indirectly some of the mysticism associated with Buddhism. This picture I took is one of the more famous Buddhist temples in Bangkok, Wat Arun. Our last stop, Kuala Lumpur, is the capital of Malaysia. This view from my hotel room is of the skyline. The twin towers shown in the middle are the Petronas Towers, which are the tallest twin towers in the world. One of the courses I spoke at was TPC Kuala Lumpur, home to the PGA Tour event, the Sim Classic, and an LPGA event, the Semi Derby Malaysia. The turf grass found on this golf course is Seashore Paspalum. Here the major pest issues are mole crickets and fall armyworm. But again, low light conditions lead to numerous difficulties in managing the turf. Seashore Paspalum has performed better in this climate than was initially thought of. My opinion is it's much better than Bermuda grass. Given the hot, humid conditions, many of the golf courses are lit for night golf. Again, in the optional video in the next section, you'll be able to see how a course is lit. Here you can see some of those lights positioned around the golf course at TPC Kuala Lumpur. The golf courses that I visited, the equipment used to maintain the turf was modern and of high quality. This is the maintenance facility, or one of the maintenance facilities, at TPC Kuala Lumpur. This ends our short cruise through Southeast Asia.